This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Well, fat people, we really hate it. I'm speaking for all fat people. We hate being hot. Show me one fat person that likes being hot, and I'm going to have some words with them. Like, why are you playing? You don't like being hot, bro.
And co-host Marney Winfield.
The little things that I appreciate now in life, and this gas station is the gas station of all gas stations.
And what makes it so special?
It's got like a coffee bar in there, kind of.
It is the 29th of May, 2023. My name's Corey Winfield.
My name's Marney Winfield.
And welcome to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Marney, it's been a couple years since you've been on, it seems like.
Not years, but it's been a minute.
Oh, man.
See, it feels like years.
It does. And we get emails left and right. Where's Marney? When's she coming back? What happened?
Okay, now you're making stuff up, but
Could have happened.
it's cute, though.
People, they want their Marney, you know. They want the Ying to the Yang is what they want.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. Or maybe that's just me.
A little bit of both, maybe.
I think so.
You get what I'm saying?
I missed you. That's what I'm saying. No, so what's up? What's going on? You called this podcast to order tonight?
I did. I miss it. It is part of my program. You started it kind of as a way, as one of the pieces of what it is that you do to keep yourself sober. And then I've sort of incorporated it into my program. So kind of like when you go a minute without going to a meeting, you know, same kind of feeling, like I need to recharge my batteries and get back in the hot seat and talk about what's going on.
Got to.
Yeah.
At least that's for me. And I said on the last episode, I think, with Mitch and Adam, maybe, that I really need to start getting back to the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule. Because it's something that, you know, and it was Sundays for a while too, early on. And it was something, like you said, it kept me sober, you know, something I started to keep myself sober and to hold myself accountable. And yeah, I've been busier, and sometimes I'm even more tired than I was before. And the podcast kind of goes to the wayside now. And it's like, wait a minute, you know, you start slipping in one area. What's next? You know, and they say in early recovery, watch that and be very careful of that. If there's something like the podcast, it could be going to church, it could be going to meetings, it could be whatever it is for other people. They stop doing it, and then they let their guard down, and then they stop doing other things. And the next thing you know, they're out there in the situation. And I'm not saying I'm anywhere near this, but I don't want to be either. They're out there in the situation, hits them, and they're like, oh, I could just do one more. I know 100% in my mind I cannot do one. Not if I want this life that I've built, which I do. It's a way better life than when I was, you know, addicted to alcohol. And I just don't want to go back to that life again. So I think I just need to recommit, make a plan, make a day, make a time. And maybe it's not Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday anymore. I mean, we changed that kind of when you were going to school a little bit. Because we just knew that those days weren't going to work. So maybe we kind of redo it. And now I got the north side studio as well. So it's like, that's another reason that I shouldn't have these excuses. Oh, I couldn't do one today. I was tired.
Right.
It's because I pay those people. I can bring them to the office anytime. Like, get in here and sit down and listen to me talking to this microphone.
You're on the clock. Sit down. Let's do a podcast.
And one thing I don't really like, because you have your microphone, and the studio, and the North Studio has two of those microphones. I'm not a big fan.
The one I'm talking to right now?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I don't know. Maybe to me it just sounds weird. It sounds different. Well, obviously it's a different microphone that I have right now. Is the microphone I have now is different than yours in this studio. And then the other studio, I have two microphones that are the same as yours. But to me it just sounds weird. I don't know.
You're in radio though, so you can tell.
Yeah, it just sounds weird. I don't know. I have to listen to them back and see if I can tell the difference between this episode and the last episode. We were with your mom today, and her friend Ron, he's a big fan. Him and Tyrone are buddies. And they're both from the Detroit area. And so they have that bond together. And he was saying, or he was asking, when's the last time I had Tyrone on? I told him, I was like, well, he was with us at the UFAM rally, and we did some live breaks, and he took the wireless out. He's like, okay, I'll have to listen to that. You know, I'll have to give it a listen. I was like, well, probably not what you're going to be used to hearing. And he just kind of looked at me, and I was like, you'll understand once you start listening, you know? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Hopefully he's not too, I don't want to say thrown off, but off-put. Whatever, man.
He's a pretty flexible guy. I think and he knows you.
Yeah, he does. And I bust his balls all the time. So
yeah.
Maybe he used to listen to this. He's like, yeah, I know, Corey. Busting my balls on your podcast, even. But yeah, we're not for everybody, you know, and I'm not for everybody. And that's cool. And I get that. And, you know, my humor doesn't reflect to everybody. You know, some people just don't get it. Some people just don't like me because my voice is all sexy and stuff. Yeah.
I love social media.
Mm-hmm. What's up? No, but it is what it is. And I, like I said, do this for my own recovery and it's fun for me. And the video we made the other day was fun making. Mm-hmm. And I kind of stressed out because I was like, oh, this is going to suck. Like nobody's going to think this is even funny or even get it and understand it. And I started putting it together and I'm like, you know, it came out a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Sure.
So first I thought, man, I'm wasting all my time. I'm going to put this thing together and no one's going to see it. And it's going to suck. And we should just be doing like, hi, I'm Corey. Come to the grand opening. Because we're having a grand opening of the 217 Recovery Center on June 8th, 11 to 2 in Traverse City, Michigan. And we just need to do like real videos of us saying, hey, come out, join us. It's going to be hot dogs, whatever. And then we can share that stuff. I was like, man, that's probably more effective, just short and sweet. And this really isn't meant to gain traction for that grand opening. This is just made to be silly and show how people in recovery can have fun.
Yeah.
That was the purpose of that video. But I think it turned out a lot better than what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's cute. It is very much like, it reminds me of The Office, the show.
Yeah, I just kind of had the idea. We were driving back the other day, and I was like, you know, we should probably do this, and that would be kind of cute and funny or whatever. And I think they're all, Mitch does a great job. Adam does a great job. Justin does a great job. You did a great job. Like, everybody did a really good job in that.
It was fun.
Like, Justin's look, like Adam, because he came in the other day when I was editing it, and he looked at it for a minute, and they were all dying when it comes to Justin's part, and he does this look in the camera.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So are you going to put that on? How are people going to watch this?
Well, I still got to get Tyrone incorporated into it. You want to redo your part.
Mm-hmm. Just one part of it, yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. I thought you were really good. Yeah, I don't know when it gets put all together, which I have no idea. I have other things to do tomorrow. Like I can't be spending time doing that at work. Like in my free time is when I've been doing this stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, but on YouTube probably, you know, definitely it'll be on our website.
Yeah. Everybody has to check it out. It's cute.
But yeah, everybody did such a great job in it. I was really proud of them. Mm-hmm. The outtakes too, like the outtakes, I should just cut those up and put those in there. Those are hilarious.
Yeah, I bet. Bloopers. You love bloopers. You put bloopers in like everything I've ever done. Only thing I think you did not put bloopers in is my school project, which you very much could have if you wanted to.
Yeah, probably.
But like my sister's wedding video had bloopers. Did our wedding video have bloopers? Oh, you did at the beginning.
It is at the beginning.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That was when we got married.
I know.
At the beginning.
I know. Our wedding video. Mm-hmm. When you had you on you do your mess ups.
Oh, that was at the end.
Oh, that's at the end, yeah. So
I like bloopers. Everybody likes bloopers.
Do. I know. Who doesn't love bloopers? It's because anybody's finished product went through a lot of stuff to get to that. Mm-hmm. So why not add all the crap that is humorous, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And, you know, for me to put it all together right with the bloopers at the end, I don't know when it's going to be done, but
yeah,
it's nothing that has to be done before the grand opening. It's but it's about the grand opening.
It'd be pretty cool if it was. So.
Yeah, and I said something to the mom tonight, you know, because she watched it and she's like, "Oh, it sucks. You should add this and that and blah blah blah." And I was like,
"Okay."
Didn't
say it sucks.
But like I said, some people just aren't going to find it humorous. And like I said, it's not even close to being done. So I was like, "Well, okay." But I said something about, well, it'd be kind of cool to maybe show it at the grand opening. Mm-hmm. You know, people can watch the video. I think that would be kind of give them something to do eat a hot dog while you're hanging out or
Yeah.
whatever. What are we? We're not feeding people hot dogs, though, are we?
Yeah. You're going to get the hot dog makers that we have. Like George Foreman. I don't know. I've only heard of them.
They're just little ones. They can make like 3 hot dogs at a time.
Oh, no. That's not going to work then.
Well, we'll just keep people waiting. Keep people wanting more. That's the name of the game.
It's
And
like Sam's Club. Like you could just give them like one
here's half a hot dog.
Here's like a bite with like a toothpick.
Come back in 6 minutes. You have another half of a hot dog.
Microwave going all the time.
Go stir the relish.
Who doesn't love Costco tester day? Yeah. Like, I wonder if you just like waited how long it took for people to tell you like you can't have any more. Because I mean they'll like let you tape. You're like, oh, that's really delicious, and then you like grab another one and walk away. Like nobody says anything. But what if you just stood there and just like kept like picking up the samples
Until you ate a whole pizza.
And then they would be like, you're only like, is there a maximum that people are and like you validate the whole time. Well, that didn't have a whole pepperoni on it. I needed to get a bite that has the whole pepperoni on it.
Yeah, the thing about these deep dish pizzas is I don't know if I like them till I've had the whole thing. Keep them coming.
Is that from a crust piece or is that a mid piece?
Yeah, I want to make sure I have the whole thing. Are you cooking the whole pizza today? Yeah, okay. You have to put it in those little...
Do you have any dipping sauce back there?
Just give the whole thing to me.
This needs a little salt.
Just go up there and just like, hey, I'm here for the pickup for Winfield. Like, what? Yeah, large pizza. Said he called it in.
Or you like order it special. You're like, could I have that extra?
Bring over some
extra done.
extra pepperonis or mushrooms or something.
Yeah.
Go to the produce section and grab an onion. Go to get some knives, start cutting it up.
Just break into a huge thing, one of those gigantic ketchups for like chicken nuggets.
You put those nuggets in this.
You can come up with like plasticware.
You just walk up with a chicken, a whole chicken. Here you go, man. Throw this on there. See what it does with this. Oh, no, I'm not trying to buy the chicken. I'm trying to buy that oven.
And I don't know why I thought of that. I'm just thinking of like the crazy, like the stuff that's funny that people just like would love to just see bloopers from or like, like people try to do. Because people wouldn't know what to do. But it'd be funny as crap to watch.
Damn, the thing I'm still kicking myself over is not recording Tyrone in the Petoskey Walmart. Honey, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It was, oh my God, I don't even know. It was just such a magical moment because here's Tyrone from Detroit in Petoskey going into Walmart and the greeter and Dustin wearing that cape said Captain Save-A-Ho. And that greeter, she was probably 80-ish and just like, oh, hi, what's the cape say? Like she was real like inquisitive. And then Tyrone just dropping on her. It says Captain Save-A-Ho. And she's just like, what? The smile on her face. I still see it. Kind of cocks her head and looks up at him. Captain Save-A-Ho? And then Tyrone just calmly just looking at her going, no, Captain Save-A-Ho. A ho, like a lady of the night. And you know how Tyrone does? And oh my God. And her just reaction of like, oh. And then Tyrone looking at her going, yeah, he saves them.
Oh my God.
And Chris too. Chris was there and he was dying and his laugh is infectious. So I'm seeing all this happening and I'm just losing my mind going, I just turned the camera off like not even 20 seconds ago. Like if I just would have been like, yeah, let's roll in here with just keep filming. Oh man. So now I just always keep filming. But yeah, those funny things and those funny moments of people like real encounters and interactions are hilarious sometimes. And whether or not planned or someone doesn't know what's going to happen, and it's just improv. It can be pretty good. It can be pretty bad too, but.
And all of this stuff and all of these good memories and moments and laughter and stuff is all completely sober. Like, how awesome is that?
Yeah, so somebody says, well, you can't do that or you want to do that. And don't worry about what other people think. You have to get to that point of, all right, somebody's going to be hating on you anyway. Somebody's hating on you because you're sober right now. Straight up, somebody cannot wait for you to fail.
Yep.
That's how it is. I mean, that's just, I don't know if we do that as a whole nation, a whole human race thing. We build people up and then we want to watch them fall. And then we laugh at them when they do.
Yeah.
You know, Ron today was talking about the swimmer, Phelps, Michael Phelps. And I remember hearing people like talking trash because he had tested positive for marijuana or something. And then like other people were saying he's doing these other drugs. And it's just like people wanted to like burn him up, you know, but here he was winning all these gold medals. People were like, oh, you're the greatest, man. And now what? Because he does some drugs or makes some bad choices, mistakes. Like we all make them.
Yeah.
We all make bad mistakes, horrible mistakes. And I don't know. That's just kind of society. So don't worry about what people are saying about you. Adam was telling me there's a guy he was talking to kind of helping out with his recovery coaching stuff. And he was wanting to do YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, definitely, you know, like help the dude with it, you know, if you can. And he said that he brought up the podcast to the guy, you know, saying, look, you know, Corey started the podcast as, you know, a way to just keep sober and something for him. And Adam and I were talking about it, and it gave me something to do. And if somebody's out there and they're new in recovery and they don't know what to do, I remember that feeling of just antsy, like, what do I do right now? Like, okay, I'll go to a meeting. And I get home from the meeting, I'm like, all right, what do I do right now? All right, I'll try to watch TV. Well, that to me is a trigger. You know, that's all we do is get drunk and watch TV. So you think that's a good idea? No. But if you can do a podcast, if you can be around other people, invite them on the podcast, you know, and if you can put videos together, if you can do something, you know, you need something to replace the drug of choice. And that boredom or downtime that you have, you know, it's important that you replace that with something that you like to do.
Yeah.
Or interested in.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I'm taking a drink of some delicious stuff that the dentist told me not to drink.
Oh, Powerade. Yeah.
Dentist said that's bad for you.
I didn't know that. Dentist said that. Wonder why.
Actually, she was a dental hygienist, I think.
I know, but why? Why is Powerade not good for your teeth?
I don't know. I said, yeah, but I drink that stuff that don't have no sugar in it. She said, yeah, that's still really bad for your teeth.
Huh.
I said, call her a B word.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Yeah, just keep me posted.
Okay, I didn't. But jumped out of that chair. I said, I ain't messing with you. Don't even clean my teeth.
Look at you going to the dentist. That's the moral of that story.
Yeah, but we're going to get some insurance. I think, a couple days, people are going to lose their insurance.
Man,
Yeah, sorry. Because the Medicaid thing or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Because of the COVIDs is over.
It's over. I heard about that. Yeah.
We'll see. But hopefully people can get that stuff figured out. I know they were sending us stuff in the mail. I just kept throwing it away. It's like, I don't know. Because I don't think we can qualify for the stuff that they had been giving me. And, you know, you've had insurance or whatever. But you're going to have double insurance. We'll have to figure that out. But that was fun. That was super fun getting insurance for like the company. Never done that before.
Yeah.
My God.
I don't know if you use the word fun, but okay.
It's fun if you learn. And not just learn the easy way, but learn the hard way. The hardest way you can learn. That's why I learned it. And then I found out a bunch of other stuff that I had to learn. So it was a lot of fun. But now, hopefully, we'll have some insurance. And they're trying to include this crappy dental plan. Like all this stuff's new to me. You know, so I'm just walking blindly into all this, which is actually it's kind of fun. One day I'm going to look back at this and go, man, remember those days? Just like I say now, like 2 years ago, I'm like, man, remember those days? Yeah, I remember them. I'll remember this too. But those things that you learn along the way, and as you're going through them, that's how people learn.
Yeah.
You know, so don't ever be afraid of doing something that you've never done before. Not even going the sexual part, honey. You're looking at me like, don't do
No,
that.
I was actually thinking that I've learned that lesson too is if you don't know how to do something, don't try to struggle through it. Just stop and ask somebody, ask questions, and don't be embarrassed that you don't know the answer. There was a time when they didn't know the answer either.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not because you weren't paying attention. It's not because you're dumb. It's because it wasn't, you actually haven't been taught that, or maybe you didn't retain it, whatever, or you're unfamiliar with it and people make assumptions about what you do know and what you don't know. But there's nothing wrong with just being like, I'm working on this. I want to get it done. I know my end goal. This is where I'm having troubles. Like, can you help guide me?
Only thing you need to ask yourself before you just jump into something is, do you have the desire to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the desire to learn it? And maybe you're like, yeah, I really want to raise chickens. You're like, wow, that's something I always want to do, is raise chickens.
Mm-hmm.
You start raising chickens, and you're like, man, all my chickens died because I didn't have a heat lamp. And you're like, that was expensive mistakes. Then you buy a heat lamp, you buy some more chickens. But after a year, you're like, I don't like this chicken stuff anymore. Like, this is not for me. Switch it up. Sell your heat lamps. Get what you can and move on to something else. But don't just keep with it because you started it and damn it, I'm going to finish it. Like, that could really trip a lot of people up. But if you have a desire to learn it, then hey, you know what? Guess what? You can look back and go, oh, I tried the chicken thing. That's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried it and I did it the best I could. But then I realized, no, it's just not for me. And then move on to something else. You know, don't just start, I'm going to do this because I'm going to do it. But just ask yourself, like I said, do you really have a true desire? Because they say, like, everything that you do, it starts with desire.
Mm-hmm.
Except when I go to take a shower.
That's because of necessity.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause I don't think I desire to take a shower. You do. You desire to take a shower.
I love taking showers.
I desire not to smell bad. So maybe that's works into that somehow.
Yeah, I think so.
You're the therapist lady.
Yeah, I mean, there's a goal embedded in there, so.
Yeah, I desire to smell good.
There you go.
And to make that happen, I have to shower with soap. Sometimes. You ever showered without soap?
No.
I have.
Well, I'm sure I have in my life because it's been like unavailable to me, but I can't say when. Not any time recently.
I think it was a really bad one for me. I think I had like a accident, not in my pants or nothing.
Oh no!
But I was like, whoa, I need to jump in the shower, and I was like, I got no soap. I was like, what? It was the worst possible time. I don't remember how long ago it was. I just remember it being in my head right now.
So you were not at your own house.
It seemed like it was at my mom's house or something.
And there was no soap.
I think so.
At your mom's house?
Yeah, so I don't know if I was a teenager or early 20s or when that was. 40s. Late 30s, 40.
Right.
It might have been. Did I ever live with my mom when I was 40?
No.
I don't think I did.
Maybe.
Well, I know when I was on my alcohol tether, I stayed there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't trust myself to go back to my apartment. And I'd already done a couple stints. I was like, really, I shouldn't keep wondering if they're going to really send me to jail if I go drink again. Because they were going to. But then it switched for me because then I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I really did. I just like, you know what? I don't know what it's going to take. I have no idea. But I got an Amazon gift card. I bought a microphone for Christmas. And I was going to start a podcast of some sort. And I don't know. It's crazy how things work sometimes. Mm-hmm. How God will just set stuff up for you. And I had a little desire, to even start a podcast by getting that microphone. And it was just how it was supposed to be. Go to treatment and podcast. Yeah, podcast. Oh, about my recovery. No, they're going to make fun of me. I don't know. So if you know somebody, maybe you, whatever, have a little desire, go for it.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about what people think about you. Like I said, they're hating already. There's haters out there. That's what they do.
Yeah. And
you just got to worry about you. Keep yourself clean, sober. If you trip, you fall, you mess up, get back up, man. I'm telling you, this life is so worth it. Like, to be clean, to be sober, to actually live life again. A lot of people don't even know what that's like, and they think they do. Mm-hmm. And it's tough for family members, to try to beat some sense into their loved ones because you just can't do it.
Right.
It's tough.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Tune in Tuesday as Marney is live from the North Studio. Oh, wait, shit, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that is tomorrow.
That was Sunday.
It's Monday.
Dang.
It's a holiday.
Holiday. Mm-hmm. This is Madonna.
So.
All right, well, tune in tomorrow as we do. What were we talking about again tomorrow? Family and...
Oh, I was just talking about families.
Beat it into their heads. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't. And I want to talk too about that. And tomorrow we have a gambling addiction support meeting at the office at the 217 Recovery Center in Traverse City, 6:00. And I was talking to this guy at this radio station because they're supposed to be doing stuff for people who have problem or how gambling has affected someone or somebody's family negatively. Then they're supposed to kind of do some stuff and all they, just run some commercials. Call 1-800. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Breathe. So we are actively involved in that. And I was talking to him about, look, if there's any campaigns, it needs to be directed at the people, the family members. Because, okay, we're going to role play. I'm a gambler and I go out and I blow my whole check and now we can't pay the rent and we're kicked out. You're going to be so pissed off at me and you're going to want to wring my neck.
Or divorce you.
Mm-hmm. But the person needs help.
Mm-hmm. The whole, it's as complicated as the codependency / enabling / gray area of helping somebody when they're down and out to helping feed their addiction. That goes the same for gambling as it does for addiction to substances. Mm-hmm. There's the correlation is uncanny. And I mean, you can Gamblers Anonymous groups, which is actually an offshoot of the whole AA program. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you read it and it's literally, they just change out the word and tailor all the readings and so on to have it be reflective of compulsive gambling. But the family members, same thing, is people don't know what to do. They don't know how to help. It's not their fault. It's an addiction. And it also is co-occurring with so many other things. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can make connections to, any drugs and alcohol. You can make connections to mental health. It's definitely obviously a connection to suicide. We've talked about that. Family problems, obviously employment issues. People start stealing from companies or don't go to work because they're out, or what. The list is ad infinitum. So it's one of those things where, I'm grateful to say that I've never been able to identify as a compulsive gambler, I think to a level where, I don't know, that I need an intervention or anything. I mean, I think I've gambled too much in my life at some point at a casino that I probably shouldn't have, but I never was had that mental obsession. And I know that obsession because I know that obsession that I had with alcohol. And it was it owned me. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get it out of my head. I needed more of it. I needed to figure out how to get it. I needed to make sure I had enough of it. It made me anxious when I thought I wasn't going to have any. And it's that's how people feel about gambling. It's they're waiting. They're going to win it. They're going to next time. It's going to be the big time, and it consumes them.
They're going to help all their family members out. Most of them don't do it because they're man, I want to hit that and win $1 million and go fly off and be great by myself. No, they're hey, look, I'm going to hit this big. And I'm gonna buy my son a car, pay for college. I want to make everybody happy, and I want to be the knight in shining armor. I'm gonna come flying in and fix everybody's problems, And it doesn't work that way. It's the opposite. But see, a lot of people don't realize that. And then the person who gambles, we could blame it on drugs. Oh, the drugs made me do it. Oh, the alcohol changed me, and it did. But they're just kind of stuck there with nothing. It's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't know addiction, which clearly there's a lot of people that have no clue. But what that's like in that feeling and then that moment. So I think it's time that we kind of step up and start doing things a little different when it comes to people who have a problem with gambling and the gambling addiction. When it takes over the brain, we need to really help those people out. We need to send them to treatment as well. Mm-hmm. And I know that there's some places down south that do it, but I don't know of any in Michigan that do it. Mm-mm. But there really needs to be that. And especially with more and more things just popping up with every sport, you can bet on this, bet on that. You turn on the radio, you turn on the TV, you check your email, and there's some betting stuff going on all the damn time. As much as they're putting into that, they need to put into, you can get help and real help, not just call this 800 number. Mm-hmm. That to me is the dumbest thing. And you will probably agree with me when I say this. When I heard people talk about drink responsibly, and we had different paths to get to where we're at, I thought, cool. You're talking about me. I drink responsibly. I drink at home. At that time, I never had a DUI. I don't beat up people. I don't get arrested. I'm drinking responsibly. Meanwhile, my liver shut down when I was 36. Mm-hmm. I clearly was not drinking responsibly. But because I never got in trouble, to me, I was drinking responsibly. Mm-hmm. And they're telling people, oh, gamble responsibly. Gamble responsibly. But when somebody doesn't have that help, and if somebody's trying to target me with, hey, go to treatment, or, I listened to The Ticket on Dallas, and they play this horrible commercial about this treatment center down there. And they're like, do you have a problem with drinking? Most people are gonna be like, nope. If you target the family with the messaging, because that's who needs help, in my opinion. Because when you're in your active addiction like that, you don't have a problem until either you're out of money or in jail. Then, oh shit, I have a problem now, and I need to ask somebody for some money. Now it's a problem. And then you felt like a dog who's being shamed when you come running back home, and you're like, I need some help. I need some help. And then you get to talking to, don't shit on the rug, and you're like, okay, sorry. But then somebody helps you, and like you said, there's a thin line between helping and enabling. And then they get back on their feet again. They're like, you know what? I've been doing good, man. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to win me some. And maybe they do. Maybe they go back and win $1,000. They're like, oh man, right back to the races, and a lot of people don't understand that. So I think if we message the gambling thing, make a longer story even shorter now, if we just target the family members, because I think the family members need help. They're the ones that can maybe talk to somebody, they're the ones that could talk to the person, maybe kind of let them see like, hey, maybe there's a problem. Again, maybe that doesn't help them, but at least it helps the family understand like, hey, Jimmy's not doing this because he hates the family. Mm-hmm. There's something probably off with Jimmy, and he needs to talk to somebody about that, but he doesn't hate the family. And I don't know.
And just like anything, the first step is admitting that you have a problem, recognizing that it's an issue for you. And then, it's different, but it's the same. There are interventions that, that family members can do. It's not just like locking up the liquor cabinet, right? But it's like helping with like budgeting and like maybe even changing passcodes and like putting things in, so they don't have access to funds that could be, tampered or taken from that, need to stay safe, until they can earn that trust back. So it's a serious addiction. It's a serious issue.
It is. And I just think by just throwing out an 800 number and blaming the people, well, it's their problem. They're the ones that had the problem with gambling. They're the ones that did it to themselves. Mm-hmm. Can we be compassionate for once? Just be like, hey, how about I help these people out?
Right.
Because gambling, it destroys families too. Like it's just bad news, man. And there's some people that are like, oh, I go to Vegas once a year and I gamble. It's fun. Okay, if that's how you want to spend your money, sure. It's like people saying, oh, I can go out dinner and have a beer. I'm sure you can. I can't. Can't have one beer. Can't have none of it. And there are people out there that are saying with the game, they can't do one penny slot. Mm-hmm. Can't do it.
Right.
So, I was looking at like, oh, well, we do fantasy football. We do like stuff like that. Would that be hypocritical if now I'm like, hey, for people who need gambling support? I don't think so. Because they say, well, fantasy football is gambling. I guess, sure. And I'll be very careful, mindful of it. If I start betting on this crazy stuff, then yeah, I will probably need to reach out for help. But, you know, it's like saying my little brother can't have a beer at his dinner, or my stepdad can't have a beer, or my mom can't have a beer at the dinner. They can have whatever they want. You know, they're not the one with the problem. And, you know, I would like to think that I don't have a problem with gambling. You know, I'm pretty sure I don't. But it doesn't mean that I don't want to help the people that do, or the families of people that do.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was my point to all that. It could have been wrapped up with just that sentence, but that's cool. I like to hear myself talk.
No, I think it's important. And I think it's people being vocal about the willingness to, in support of people getting help and reaching out and admitting they have a problem, and for the family members as well. You know, like, we might not identify with it, but we're recognizing that it's an issue. Mm-hmm. And we need more people like that in the world to be like, it's okay if you have a problem. Mm-hmm. Like, we want to help you. Who doesn't want to help somebody who has a problem? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yep, that's my why in life. I just want to make it easier for the next generations to ask for that help. That's where it starts. And for people to realize that they have a problem is probably the toughest thing. So,
mm-hmm. For sure.
Touch the families to let them know it could be okay one day. But yeah, so that's all I have, I think. Did you want to talk about something?
No.
You good?
I'm good.
You sure? You called this podcast to order.
I know. It's been a good one.
Okay, it was fun.
Yep. Back to the work week.
I like talking with you.
You too.
Let's go talk some more off the radio.
All right. Everybody have a great week. Oh, I hope everyone had a great weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I just found out it's Monday.
Yeah,
it sucks.
It's Monday. So
hey, the weekend's going to be here sooner.
It will. It's a shorter week this week.
Hells yeah.
At least we got that going on.
Good show.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. For more episodes plus bonus features, download the 217 Recovery app and support recovery by rating us in the App Store.